Well, earlier I spoke to Mustafa Bargouhti, a politician in the West Bank who's leader of the Palestinian National Initiative party. And I began by asking what changes he thinks Sinwar's death might bring.
Well, it doesn't change much, except that it takes away from Netanyahu more arguments about why he should continue this war. He used to claim that he is continuing till he kills Sinwar, until he occupies Gaza. Now he's done all of that, but he continues the war and even expanding it. So in my opinion, that will show that Netanyahu has no reason whatsoever to continue this war. On the other hand, I think what happened today will not change much for Hamas or for the Palestinian side, because Sinwar is not the first leader who's assassinated. Haniya before him was assassinated. Nasrallah was assassinated. This never changes the determination of the Palestinian people to struggle for their freedom.
Right, but we're also getting reports from inside the Gaza Strip, credible reports, that many people, including some Hamas fighters, are celebrating his death, albeit behind closed doors.
I doubt that very much. I would not believe such reports. Probably they are coming from Israeli sources or sources that are loyal to Israel.
They're not actually. They're from Palestinian sources.
Maybe, but I think that does not represent the opinion of the majority. The people of Palestine will see him now as a hero. He was not hiding in tunnels, as Israel has claimed. Actually, the one who's hiding in tunnels during his meetings is Netanyahu, not Sinwar. He was fighting, and he was killed in a fight with the Israeli army, and he was dressed in a fighting outfit. So he wasn't a coward. This man spent 22 years in prison. His main goal was to release the Palestinian prisoners in every possible way. And I don't think the Palestinian people will look at him in any other way but as a hero who struggled for the freedom of his people.
And yet it is inescapable that if he had not masterminded the attacks of October the 7th, which killed, 1,200 Israelis, then Gaza would not have lived through the hell that it has been living through for the last year.
Gaza was in hell before the 7th of October.
But not like this. This level of destruction.
Wait. You mentioned 1,200 Israelis killed. But you didn't say that Israel killed 52,000 Palestinians.
We mention that all the time. But the point is, I don't think you can argue with the idea that if it hadn't been for October the 7th, the Israeli reprisals, brutal as they have been, would just not have taken place.
Of course I will argue, because 7th of October was not the beginning of the story. Since 1967, Israel imprisoned more than 1 million Palestinians. We are under oppression, and that's why 7th of October happened. You could ask the question in a different way, I suppose, which is, if Israel ended its occupation, would we have had this war? Of course not.
In the last month, they have killed the head of Hamas, the political head of Hamas, the head of Hezbollah. I mean, militarily, Israel is picking off one enemy after another. Does that weaken the resistance to Israel significantly?
On the contrary, it makes people believe that Israel understands only the language of force, and it makes more people, especially young people, determined to struggle for their freedom. Because what does Israel offer to people after killing the leaders? Nothing but occupation. And that's something people cannot tolerate.
What is your appeal to the Israeli Prime Minister tonight?
I don't appeal to Mr. Netanyahu because I don't trust him at all. I think this man is behaving as a fascist leader. But I appeal to the Israeli public. It's time to stop this terrible genocide. It's time to stop this war for the sake not only of Palestinians, but also of Israelis.
Just finally, what do you think will happen now to the Israeli prisoners, they call them hostages, in Gaza?
Well, I hope, as I said, Hamas will not disappear because one leader was killed while he was fighting. I think there are other leaders that will take his place. And the matter is in the hands of Netanyahu. If he wants them safe, and I don't think he cares about them, by the way, but if he wants them safe, he can immediately engage in true negotiations to achieve ceasefire and then exchange of prisoners, and then they can come home safe. This whole dilemma could have been easily avoided had Netanyahu accepted ceasefire in the first month of this war.
Mustafa Bargouhti, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.